Good morning, Lourdes.
Good morning, Maria.
How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you. Thank
Excellent.
you.
Thank you. So, welcome back to Coaching Conversations. If you're new here, we're two coaches who blend modern psychology with timeless wisdom, offering real talk with heart.
Yeah, and today we're going to really dig down on Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, Book 4, verse 31, if anyone wants to check it out. But it's a calm but honest wake-up call. If you've been second guessing yourself, scrambling to keep up, or trying to prove your worth, you need to hear this.
Yeah, because the truth is, you've already done more work than you realize. It's time to stop pushing and start trusting what you've built inside yourself. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you, although allowing ourselves to see that is sometimes difficult.
Right. Let's just name it. It's most of us have done so much healing, reflection, growing, and we forget to use it when life gets loud. You've read the books, you watched the videos, done journaling, you've been to therapy, and you've learned the skills. And yet, in tough moments, you still doubt and you think, can I handle this?
Yeah, Maria, I have to be honest. This was something that I was struggling with last week. I was 100% caught up in a lack perspective about myself. And in working with my supervisor for MBSR, I had a supervision session. And that is what I arrived to at the end of our conversation, that I was stuck in a place of not trusting that I was able and capable to meet the moment. And that's what this quote is about. Marcus Aurelius says, treat your growth like a friend and lean on it. And don't forget what you've already learned and what you've already earned. You don't need a new answer. You need to return to what you already know works. When life gets messy, because it will, ask yourself, what have I learned from the last time I felt like this? And then trust that learning. Don't start from zero.
Yeah, it's funny because we think that life gets messy, and I think life is messy most of the times, and we should notice and appreciate the times that it's not chaotic. Because I think that there's more mess and chaos than a lot of calm, just because of the way that we are interacting with what's happening. But there's another part of this verse that I really love, that he says to live like someone who's entrusted their whole self to the divine. Now, however you interpret the divine doesn't really matter. What matters is the release, the surrender. You don't have to control everything to be safe.
Yes, you don't have to control everything to be safe, because so many of us equate control with power. But the truth is, control is exhausting. Trying to control everything is absolutely exhausting, and trust is freeing. It's the shift from I have to hold everything together to I can let go and still be held. And that's not weakness, that's maturity.
Yeah, because letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop micromanaging the outcome. And honestly, that's really how we how peace walks in. That's how we center ourselves. And I also want to, there's another part of the meditations verse from Marcus Aurelius that is, don't become a tyrant, don't become a slave.
Yeah, definitely wonderful guidance, words to live by, right? It's a powerful way to say, stop swinging between over controlling and over pleasing. That tyrant energy, that's when we try to dominate, to boss others, force outcomes, and micromanage everything out of fear.
Right. And that slave energy, that's when we shrink, when we make ourselves small, silent, or, over agreeable to stay safe. It's that people pleasing behavior. And it's about finding that, you know, when we steer away from being a tyrant and a slave, we find the middle ground. Be someone who's clear and steady and free internally. You're not here to control people, and you're not here to be controlled.
Yeah. You're here to live aligned with your values, your truth, your wisdom. That's where the real power lies. All right. So let's break this down into steps that you can actually use today, because this isn't theory, it's your toolkit.
Right. So, the first thing is check in with your wisdom. When something throws you off, pause and ask, what do I already know that could help me here? You've got insight. So you want to lean on that, use that, and then release the grip. You can write this down somewhere. I don't need to control everything because I'm already safe. And say it when you're spiraling. Let it slow your nervous system down.
Yeah. And next, notice the extremes. Ask, am I being a tyrant here? Or am I being a slave? And then come back to your middle, your center, your truth. And let your practices hold you. Don't just collect tools, use them. Lean on your breath, your values, your journal, your self trust. Stop waiting to feel ready. Show up anyway.
Right, right. Um, you know, uh, these practical steps. They will center you, use it as a guide, because, like I said, most of the time life is messy, and we appreciate the calmness and the peace. But when we follow these easy steps, then we can flow in that chaos instead of being crushed by that chaos. And we want to hear from you, because if you write in the comments, what's one thing you've already learned but forgot to use when life gets hard, that could help someone else who is going through something similar, or and can find out or feel that they're not alone. And you know let's make it real. Let's hold each other accountable, to actually lean on what we've built.
Yeah. And, it's that common humanity. It's that sense of, I'm not alone in this. I'm not the only one struggling in this way. Um, and being able to see ourselves in each other, right? That allows us to have that sense of, I'm not struggling by myself. It's not just me. And I think that's so important. We're not meant to be in survival mode all the time. You've got wisdom now, and it's time to trust it. I'm saying that to you, and I'm saying it to myself.
Right.
So here's the truth. You've done so much inner work already. Now it's time to let that work for you.
Right. And stop doubting it. Stop micromanaging your life. You don't need to perform or please or prove. You just need to remember who you've become. You're not the tyrant. You're not the slave. You're the one who's finally free to be rooted in your own truth.
Yes. So lean on what you've built. Let it hold you. And go live as the grounded, clear, aligned version of you, because that's the real you. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here yet again today. We're proud of you because showing up for yourself, that's shifting things.
Yeah, and we'll be right here cheering you on, every step of the way.